This year, I DNF'd a really popular cozy literature book called What You're Looking For Is in the Library because I couldn't deal with the fat shaming that was done in the book. Like, every time one of the characters saw the librarian, their first thought was like, oh my god, she's so fat. And I get like it revolves around the Japanese culture and how people are so thin there, but it still did not sit well with me, which is why I DNF'd that book because I just couldn't cope up with this recurring activity of calling the librarian fat. It wasn't necessary at all. Anyways, to redeem myself and to show you that I do like cozy literature, just maybe not what you're looking for in the library type, I came up with a list of cozy books that I absolutely loved. And if you are looking for a really light book that talks about normal life but also is a bit dreamy, which you can read while having a cup of tea or coffee, then these books are for you. Also, tea, have a tea. The first book is Welcome to the Hunamdong Bookshop. This is about a woman who is tired. She is really tired from her job and decides to leave this job one day suddenly to open up her own bookshop. And I mean, for us readers, this is like one of the biggest dreams we can have, right? To open up our own bookshop, which is also a coffee shop, which is also a flower shop. Like, this is the dream that we have. And I feel like this book did fulfill some part of that dream, even though in a book format it doesn't matter because I could see myself, imagine myself in my own bookshop, and this book did that. But it does not give you this rose colored glasses picture of the bookshop. Like, maintaining a bookshop is hard, it's really difficult because you not only have to make your bookshop attractive enough to attract new customers, new readers, but you have to come up with activities to keep it interesting. You have to recommend the right books. You have to understand what your customer truly needs. You also have to convert people into reading. You have to, like, maintaining a bookshop and ensuring that it stays successful is difficult. And I did not realize how difficult it was going to be until I read this book. So it kind of burst my bubble on that. But anyways, not only does it talk about maintaining a bookshop, but it also talks about the toxic work culture that surrounds us, especially like every single part of our lives is filled with competition and how pressurizing and draining it can be. This book also talks about that, and I love how it acknowledges those problems. Like, it does not give you a solution, but you know how you feel like sometimes you just want someone to listen to you, to acknowledge that what you're going through is kind of difficult. Yeah, this book does that for me, I guess, because I read it when I was feeling really pressurized by my exams. I was so drained out by studying, I did not want to continue. I read this book 1 week before I had to actually give a really serious and important exam. I failed. But anyways, this book really helped me cope up with that, and yeah, it's a really beautiful book. Next is A Psalm for the Wild World. This is about a tea monk who has everything in their lives. Like, they are leading a really successful life. They wake up, they do a job that they really love, but still they wake up every single day feeling as if something is missing. So they decide to go on a little trip in order to rejuvenate themselves, in order to find meaning in their life. And they meet Moscap, a robot who is on the hunt to find an answer to the question, what do human beings truly need? And together they have such thoughtful, thought-provoking, and philosophical conversations that can seem quite corny or cringy at times. But trust me, when you're reading this book, you need to hear these exact cliche thoughts in order to feel better about yourself. Like, this book disguises these cliche thoughts, these cliche questions in such a beautiful way that you feel like you're talking to a therapist. Like, if you want to go to a therapist but you cannot afford to do so, like me, then you need to read this book because this book is exactly what therapy would have been like. It answers the all the questions that have ever raised through your minds in the most perfect way possible. Like, a therapist couldn't do what this book did for me. So yeah, if you want therapy, go read this book. Next is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. This is a pure nonsense story about Alice who falls down this rabbit hole and finds Wonderland, and then we read about her adventures in this Wonderland. It is crazy, it is cozy, it is pure nonsense, but so philosophical at the same time. Like there are so many quotes in this book, there are so many moments that make you go like, am I actually reading a children's book? Or am I reading something that is disguised as a children's book but is actually meant for adults? This is also one of my favorite books, so that should be initiative enough for you to actually pick up this book. Next is a book I finished recently, and that is The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop. This is about this bookshop that only appears when you are reading the same book as the bookshop owner at the same time. Like you have to read the same quote from the same book at the same time in the same spring season as the bookshop owner in order to visit the bookshop, because it only appears when all of the conditions that I mentioned are met. This bookshop transports you to your past memories, memories that you have forgotten, memories that you want to revisit. Although at times I thought that this book was a little bit boring, by the conclusion of the stories, I realized that like the blossom bookshop actually acts as this medium to allow people to revisit certain parts of their past memories which have shaped them into a human being. You know how we often feel lost. So, if we find this medium that would allow us to visit a memory that has made its mark on us, and then to feel better about ourselves, or to just, like, what if you want to see your mother's smile when you were just born? You don't remember that memory, right? But you want to see her face. So this bookshop would give you that moment, would allow you to do that. And I think that is a really beautiful way, because it's not exactly something too magical or too dreamy. It's a very mundane book. So if you want to read about mundane people going through mundane stories, but have just a tiny bit of magic, and also experience the color pink, because this book was really pink. Like not only the book cover, but the book itself, the story itself just felt really pink to me. So if you like mundane stories of people just going through their lives, then read this book. Next is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. This is about this cafe which allows you to return to a past moment where there are certain conditions that needs to be fulfilled. Like first is you have to return back to the present before the coffee gets cold. If the coffee gets cold and you have not returned to the present, then you will st- you will get stuck in the past forever. You cannot get up from your seat and you cannot change the past. So then it becomes like, why would you go to the past if you cannot change the past? But that does not matter, because a lot of times you just need closure. You just need to revisit certain memories, and this coffee shop allows you to do that, which is a really cozy part of it. But I will say that the first part was amazing. Second and the subsequent parts was just not necessary, because I did read the second part and I couldn't see the point at all, because the first part in itself was just perfect. So the second part just felt like a cash grab and wanting to hold on to the momentum that Before the Coffee Gets Cold had achieved. Next is I Had That Same Dream Again. This is about this young girl, little girl, who meets these three women and tries to find the answer to the question, what makes us happy or what makes us content? I can't really remember right now, but yeah, it talks about these three women and the things that they go through, the things that this little girl goes through, and just to find the question, answer to the question, what makes human beings happy. And all of these different women as well as the young girl have like different answers to this question, because obviously there cannot be a set answer to a question like this. And in order to find that answer, that was a beautiful journey that this book presented. So if you're also wondering what makes human beings happy and you want to find the answer to your own question, then you should read this book. Next is Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too. This is not exactly, is it a graphic novel? I don't know if it's a graphic novel or a picture novel, but it is a book that is filled with pictures and characters. It is about this alien who comes to Earth in order to study human beings. But instead of studying human beings, he finds different sort of plants and animals and insects, and he talks to them. He talks about what makes them happy. Like he goes through a lot of different emotions. I love the conversations that this alien has with the trees and insects, because he is trying to like find his own identity, I would say, because he is like the ugly duckling in this alien group that he belongs to. So while he's trying to find out what he is as an alien, he also is willing to participate in the question of what makes human beings. What emotions do they go through? Are these the same emotions? And it is a beautiful study of all the problems that human beings deal with in their everyday lives, but it presents them in this really simple format. And the interactions in this book, I would say, kind of feels like a mantra, like when you wake up every single day, you go like, today is going to be beautiful. So this book kind of acts like that mantra, and I love this book a lot. And out of all the books I mentioned, this is the coziest book out there and deserves a cup of coffee or tea when you're reading it. Next is Tuesdays with Maury. This is about the author, Mitch Albom, finding out that his old professor is dying, is on his deathbed, and he plans to get together with his dying professor every single Tuesday in order to restart his classes, which was called like Tuesdays with Maury. And they get together to talk about really philosophical things that you will get to find out when you read this book. But this book feels like you are talking to an elder. This is a non-fiction book, and if you have ever felt like that, I want an elder who will listen to my problem, who will guide me, then this book is it. Because when you're reading this book, even though you don't know Mori, even though Mori doesn't know you, the things that Mori says about life, about different things, feels like something you need to hear from an adult. So, if you're looking for guidance, then this book is it for you. Because trust me, if Rory Gilmore had read Tuesdays with Maury, then the season 4, 5, 6, 7 would have been really different. Like, she would not have gone through the crisis if she had only read Tuesdays with Maury. So these were all the cozy books that I read. I did not DNF, and I adored, because these are the type of cozy books that I actually genuinely love. Like, if you see Alice in Wonderland, I feel like that is the blueprint of the kind of cozy literature that I personally would enjoy a lot. Welcome to the Hunan Brown Bookshop. That was a book I needed to read, especially also like A Psalm for the Wild Build. Yeah, I feel like I read those at the perfect time, and these books have stayed with me, because cozy literature, any literature book, should be books that you can return to. Like these books are supposed to help you cope up with your life, and I feel like all of the books mentioned in the list do that in one way or another, which is why I love these books so much. So these are a few recommendations, cozy book recommendations, that you should read while you're having a cup of coffee or tea. Also, as this cup of tea has become cold, does that mean that I'm staying in the past? Am I stuck in the past because this cup went cold? Bad joke, I know. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.